What's up, peeps? It's the Wigman, aka the Magician, and I'm gonna lean back here because it's sunny. And today I just wanted to process where I'm at in my journey of healing through my latest manic episodes back in November. And I've been going to psychiatry appointments on a weekly basis. And what I've processed as of today is that this journey is lifelong, that I don't need to get too caught up in the details of my psychological drama, that I can trust I will find a solution in terms of medication and proper treatment for helping me think in a linear fashion and function fully as a responsible adult in this world, and that I am worthy and deserving of healthy, positive relationships with friends and significant others and family, and that I am going to be in a position to properly hold space in these relationships. And even though right now I'm not there, I don't need to beat myself up because I haven't arrived yet. And yet I'm going to be honest with myself, because where I'm at is I want to be able to know with certainty that how I move through life is confident, but I'm not fully there yet in all areas, and I don't think we are at all times in every area anyways. So for me to admit this to myself is, I feel normal. I feel it's safe to do so. I don't feel like it's going to make a bad impression on people, because I'm human and I struggle just as everyone else does. And we are all going through some challenge and are healing from some difficulties in our minds, our bodies, our relationships. And I think more than anything, this video for me is an invitation to people who may not be giving themselves permission to be patient with the process of healing and to hold space for themselves and to love themselves regardless of what they've gone through or what they've created as problems in their life. Because yes, there may be difficulties that you have to own up to or process, but it doesn't mean that you should be damned forever because of them. Because if you're still alive, then there's a good reason for that purpose. The fact that you're still breathing means that you have value to offer the rest of the world. And it's important for us to affirm that for ourselves and each other, even if it's hard for us to see that in the moment. And I'm going to affirm that even though I'm going through healing with my bipolar challenges, it doesn't mean that it makes me unable to support myself, be successful financially, doing what I love as a coach, or building healthy, positive relationships with friends and potential romantic partners or partner, and to feel like I can make progress in my life and move through the discomfort of where I am, and trust that I'm worthy of whatever positive outcomes show up on my door, and that I'm not going to self-sabotage, and I'm not going to undermine my opportunities by somehow getting in my own way. And it's very difficult to achieve that mindset, but it's important that I show up and I speak publicly about this, because I want to hold myself accountable to the life I desire and the goals that I set for myself, and that I don't feel like I have to slow down or wait for them to be there for me as I continue taking the actions necessary, like this video being one of them. This is a vulnerable place for me to be, and yet even though I haven't fully processed and haven't fully healed and gotten, my medications nailed down, so I'm thinking on a linear path all the time, like, I'm showing up, because if I don't, then I will not feel good about myself. I need to be in action. I need to be taking steps in the direction of what inspires me and what I want in life. And I've had a few people recently ask me questions or prompt me to think about holding back from being public on these platforms at this stage of the process of my healing. But for me, it's like, I've gone through this for the last 6 years, and I'm just ready to move beyond it, and I'm ready to heal this aspect of my life, and I'm ready to take full responsibility and accountability of my life and be my own advocate for this diagnosis and the illness, and be a voice for the rest of the community of people who struggle with bipolar. And I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect. And if not now, when? If I'm not showing up in the moment and shaping my destiny here, then it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen at some point in the future. I have to establish that point of reference, and that point of reference is now. The timeline from which I get to look back and see how I've changed is right now. So I invite you to do something today that maybe people have deterred you from taking action on because they say you're not ready for it, but who cares? You're gonna die at some point, and you could wait for the next 10 years before you're ready for something. And it's just not worth it. Like, the progress you feel in your own life as a result of taking risks and being vulnerable is more important than the approval you get from other people who are trying to hold you back from living out your truth. So for me today, regardless of where I'm at, I am setting the intention that I have to continue to show up and create this content, because it sets the tone for how I move into my next moment and the day ahead, and how I shape my life and the future that I want to inhabit and experience, and the gift that I want to give through my message, and the example I want to set for other people through my behavior. So I'm vulnerable, I'm showing up, I'm giving myself the opportunity to make mistakes, and I think that's what's most important. And I'm never going to be fully ready, and no one ever is. So that's it. I invite you to take a risk today, whether or not you're ready, because it will never be perfect.